In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to detangle. So you should start on freshly washed, wet hair, as wet as you can possibly get it, because the more saturated, the easier to deal with. So I'm using the WeUNIK Cosmetics pomade. This is a great product I always like to start with. I use just a dab at the beginning, but you'll notice I use more product as I go along, because you can always add more. You can't necessarily take it off once it's on. So I like to start with a good scalp massage that also promotes growth, because it activates a little bit of blood circulation in the scalp. So I definitely like to start at the scalp, and then I will work my way down to the roots. You always want to get a lot of product on the ends. I always like to get product on the ends because that is the oldest part of the hair, and so typically it is also the driest. The good thing about WeUNIK Cosmetics is our products are light, so you don't have to worry about product buildup and it weighing the hair down. Now, depending on what type of hair you have, you might want to add more or less of the product. It just really depends. Typically, the finer texture hair, you want to add less, and the more coarser or thicker texture hair, you want to add more. And I keep going up and down because I just want to make sure every single strand gets some hair product as well. So now I'm going in with my spray bottle. I actually add conditioner to the spray bottle as well, because it helps me detangle easier. Everything is about ease, so we're not manipulating the hair too much, because that causes breakage. You'll also see that for parting, I'm using my fingers because I have not detangled yet, and I really do not want to go in with a comb. You're actually going to notice I don't use a comb at all when I do my detangling. That's just my personal process. But before I detangle at all, I'm not going to go in with the comb to do a part. I'm going to use my hands. So I also like to use conditioner again, like just raw form conditioner, when I'm detangling, especially when I'm doing a natural style, because it makes it easier for me and less breakage, and it makes the hair more slippery, which means that it will cooperate more. And like I said, when you have a thicker hair, you want to do more product typically. Now I'm going in with the oil to seal it, because oil will allow for the product not to evaporate. And like I said, black hair, mixed hair, curly hair absorbs product. So putting the oil on the top will help to lock in the moisture for the whole day. So now for the detangling part, I'm separating my hair again from the sections, making them even smaller. And I'm going in with this brush. Now, the brush comes with a back piece, but I always like to take it off, because I prefer to let the bristle portions, I don't want them to be stuck together. For this type of brush, it just helps. So what you'll notice is I start from the ends and work my way up. You don't want to start at the roots with curly hair and comb out, and you definitely do not want to comb the hair out dry. But anyway, you want to start at the ends and work your way up, so that way if there's any tangles, you're not forcing through the hair. You never want to force. If you feel like you're forcing with the brush, or you feel like you're forcing at all, you want to stop and do some finger detangling, which I'll show you later on in the video. Another thing you'll notice is that a lot of black people or mixed people or whatever, our hair texture is different on different parts of our head. So the front part might be thinner, and the middle part around the crown might be thicker. So you just have to know which part of the hair you're working with to determine what you're going to do next. So once again, I'm not forcing it. This is not sped up, by the way. This is real time, how the process. And make sure that you're also detangling at the root. So once you get the ends detangled, you need to make sure that you're getting those roots, because if you do not get the roots, your styles will be messed up. And there's a lot of knots that can hide up at the root. So I'm also just kind of raking against my scalp, not too heavy, but just enough to make sure that there's no knots down there, and to promote circulation in the scalp, which will help with hair growth as well, and a healthy scalp. It also makes sure that the product gets down into the scalp as well. Like I said, you don't want to be too hard, because you do not want to scratch your scalp or leave a scab, but you do want to make sure that you are detangling from the root. Now I like to put my 2 fingers in, and I'm going to do a braid. I'm not going to braid all the way to the end because this is just detangling, so I will be styling my hair a little bit later. So I'm not going to detangle. I'm not going to braid all the way to the end, but I am going to braid enough to make sure that the hair does not come out. Now, if you have like a finer, softer texture, you might want to put a clip at the end to make sure that the braid does not unravel, because free flowing hair is tangled hair when it comes to curly hair. Now you can see in the back my hair is thicker than it is in the front, so it makes a little bit more of a challenge and adventure. You can see how the brush is separating, and I like that. So now I'm sensing, oh, there's some knots in there, but instead of continuing to rake through, I'm now doing some finger detangling, which is literally just separating the hair strands from each other using your fingers. You're not gonna rake through it and pull it. You're just putting your finger around just to separate it, to make sure that we're getting those larger knots out and moving slowly. And however many times you need to go through the ends and work your way up, do that. Don't just be like, okay, well, it seems like it's okay, so I'm gonna like rake through the to the top of the where the roots are, and then I'm gonna pull the comb or brush all the way down. That does not work, and that will cause breakage. So I like to do slow passes, tight, and make sure that I'm holding the hair, but not to the point where I'm gonna cause breakage or damage, because that's not what you want. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Now I'm just gonna braid up the pieces and continue that method. Like I said, for thicker hair, you're gonna wanna do smaller sections. The thicker the hair is, the smaller the section, and typically the more product, just to make it easy. And as you learn, you'll learn, okay, I don't need as much product, I don't need as much, or maybe I need a little bit more. So it's all about just learning your hair, learning your child's hair, and taking it day by day. This is Ayana with WeUNIK Cosmetics, teaching you how to detangle. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, please be sure to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, because who knows who could benefit from this. And we're just all about empowering families on hair day. So please stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and comment if you have any questions, because we do read the comments. All right, bye.